That's fine. I'm still eating too, so that's life.
All right, we are live.
Hell yeah! Welcome back to Homebrew and the Call of the Hunger as we slide back into our campaign. The last thing that we left off on was that our merry band of adventurers, Ilya, Wretch, and Emery, the Norn, the Rattan, and the Wooland, had recently finished off a predator that was following them around, a bird-like creature similar to, a tengu. Basically, an alien-like, almost wingless bird person that had plagued them and followed them to the Bracken Bastion. They got some assistance and some respite there for a little while. Got a little bit of some leads on some quests of theirs as well. But they decided that time was of the essence. They needed to kill this bird creature and get the heck out of here because they're on a bit of a timeline to help out Emery, make sure that she doesn't find any ill side effects of her previous interactions with some characters in Lemoore. And so, last where we left off, you guys were heading out of the Bracken Bastion, intent to do a favor for G, the essentially the script mage, which is like an enchanter, working out of the Bracken Bastion. She hasn't seen her lover in a while and was wondering, hey, can you guys check this out? It's not really like him to be gone for this long, based off of what he told me when he was going to leave. He was going after some creature that had been plaguing this area and been leaving markings and sheddings along its way. And he'd gone off to answer the call himself. However, you guys, like I said, pressed for time, hoping to really nip this in the butt on your way to get the Tears of a Weeping Willow memory tree. More specifically, like I said, a memory tree being a creature that has been, or a tree that has been almost, what you guys think of as like an ent in this world would be a timberman, was almost kind of, I won't say resurrected, but it's not necessarily resurrection per se. But they've been brought back using tree magic. And unfortunately, they had gone a bit feral. And so they were like, you guys go ahead, you can put them down. There's some weeping willows that are out and about. They're too much of a problem for us to deal with here in Carnation. So you guys are setting back off in the heart of the woodlands here. And I'm going to just start some music because I realized that I didn't have any lovely dovelies playing in the background.
It is pretty depressing in here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very somber. Gotta give us something.
Oh, that needs to be louder for me.
It's very
nice and calm.
I can hear it now. There we go.
So you guys head back out into the woodlands, more specifically back into the heart of Carnation, which is known as the Bloodwood in this area, because it is under a process of metamorphosis. There are trees that are producing meat-like fruits to lure in carnivorous creatures, and it has taken on the whole aspect of this wooded area to the chagrin of some of the other Wooland, namely the Sillen and the Flaun tribes, whom you've not met yet. So far, you've met the Deerman tribe, who's in charge of the borderlands, essentially, between the heart of the woods and out of the woodlands and into the rest of the old world. So, anyways, as you guys set off and pursue the tracks that have been left and you've been directed towards kind of right the closest direction that Hanubo had set off, there's still a bit of a drizzle going on in this time of the year. Typically, your bud wakes, which is what this kind of long systemic drizzle. It's like Seattle pretty much right now. It's going to carry on for a bit, and that's pretty predictable weather for you guys. What kind of pace are you guys cooking?
Quick.
Well, Emery, sorry, you go.
I was kidding. Go ahead.
Emery seemed pretty butthurt about not going straight for the Weeping Willows, so Wretch is gonna be like, best of both worlds. We could just book it to this other thing, get it done real quick, get on with your thing. So I'll at least be setting a pretty brisk pace if the
Yeah.
others are on board.
Okay.
As brisk of a pace as we can set when we're still looking for, like, clues and following.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
that.
what I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna have you guys give me an athletics check. So you're gonna suffer 4 strain minus the results of your athletics check.
All right.
And did you summon your elk?
I probably would, yeah. Well, it depends how far away this is, actually.
There's a
You
potential
said
that-
4 strain minus the success?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got 4 and 0, so
Take no
I'm
strain. as you-
Wretch is
So
vibing.
I
Yeah.
got a triumph, 2 success, and 2 advantage.
You also take no strain as you guys are pushing it here.
I will summon my thing first, because I don't want to roll my test and then. 1 triumph, 2 success, and 1 advantage.
Does it have a difficulty on your thing?
Average.
Average check.
Yeah.
I got 2 failure, 1 threat. What
Okay,
did you
so I
get?
can spend my triumph to make it a success.
Okay.
Wow, we're rolling really well compared to our last session.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
jinx it,
But I
man.
do take strain because I am out of shape, I guess.
Oh, if you're out of strain, so this is the next day, because that was overnight that you fought.
No, I failed my test, is what I was saying. For the taking the strain for booking it. Was all.
Oh, it's not necessarily a pass or fail. It's just you take 4 strain minus whatever results you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just saying that apparently she's out of shape because Dustin and I are chilling.
Yeah.
So as you guys are moving along, what I will allow is since Ilya you said you got a triumph, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I'll allow you to make the first survival check or investigation check with 2 extra boost dice as you're moving along, and you do come across the first tracks of this thing. It's pretty easy to find. There's a large piece of a shedding hanging off of a tree branch that is. To be clear, you guys have descended into the thicket limbs. So you guys are you're about 300 feet off of the floor of the forest, up in gigantic branches that all commingle with each other, cutting off light to the surface below pretty much. And from these branches are giant leaves and conifers that you make your way through, and you find yourself next to a large pine cone that it looks like some large creature. There's some broken branches nearby, and almost like a clearing, because this thing apparently has been rubbing on this giant pine cone and has pulled a part of its shedding off. Looking at it, you actually, I suppose I would have you guys give me a check if you wanted to try to glean more information about the creature. But from here, the thing that I will have you guys note is that we're going to be doing some checks here in the near future on locating where this creature is. I will allow you, though, to spend a story point when you're trying to figure out which direction this creature went to determine a specific direction that it is going. So it doesn't mean necessarily that you know where it went, but I'll allow you to spend a story point to say the creature went this way. So when we look at the map, what that means is that you might not know where it's going, but you will at least be able to make sure that it went in a direction that is beneficial to you guys.
Okay.
So north.
Right? So what you know is that the route towards the memory trees was between Bracken Bastion and Paratisium. There were some details between there, but if you draw a line between the two, that's the general direction that you were told about. Mm-hmm. There are some directions about how to get down to the thicketlands from where you guys were at the time, and how to line up the spine of Narat, which is essentially one of the mountains on the right-hand side of the map there in the Highlands, and to make sure that you guys can weasel your way there. But if you look basically between Paratisium and the Bracken Bastion, if you draw a straight line between there, the rough estimate is about halfway between the two.
Okay.
So, coming across the first sheddings, it's pretty easy to see some broken branches, like I was saying before, and kind of like the thing was probably flopping around in this area. Does anyone want to examine this scene, or do you guys want to just find which way to go?
Emery's like super good at this stuff, right?
I am, but I wasn't sure if since Ilya just got the bonus, if he wanted to
Take a crack at it.
do that
Yeah.
first.
Wretch's dog shit.
I probably got there first because I'm like huffing it behind you anyway.
2 success, 3 advantage.
So I had asked a question: are you going to examine the scene, or are you going to find out which way to go?
I'm gonna examine the scene.
Okay. So yeah, that would
First
be
things first.
that would be a investigation check. Or survival.
Yep.
I'll allow either.
Rolled investigation.
Okay. You said 2 success, 2 advantage?
2 success, 3 advantage.
Okay.
Nice.
You find what looks to be hollow, spiky protrusions, which you would have known at this point is the sign of something that if something is horned or is got a spiky, scaly texture to it, it would when it sheds those spikes, it would leave. It would basically leave a cone, basically look like a traffic cone, how they stack on top of each other. The old one would come out, and there'd be a fresh one underneath, so to speak. You see that there are many of these in rows, kind of jagged with each other in line, but basically covering each other in a sort of phalanx sort of pattern. Jetting towards the back of the shedding. You can make out articulations for the joints of this creature. With the shedding piece that you found so far, you know that this is a rather large creature, because you haven't been able to find like chunks of it that indicate like legs or head or something like that. But the piece that you have is big. So it must come off of a creature that, if there's the rest of the shed, if this was all of there was to it, then obviously you would see other pieces and you'd be able to put it together, right? So it's a large creature. It's got spikes coming off of it. And you also find what appears to be shedded patches of hair of brown and light tan, too. And it's mottled amongst the spikes.
Anyone recognize this thing?
1 second. Let me see. Would it be a knowledge nature check?
Give me a knowledge nature check. Give me a knowledge dark check, too.
Knowledge nature first. 1 success, 3 advantage.
1 success, 3 advantage.
Yep.
It looks wholly alien to you.
Well, it's definitely not something natural from a forest. 1 second. 2 success, 3 advantage for the dark check.
So, is it 2 success, 3 advantage?
Yeah.
There's creatures with spikes. There's creatures with fur. This doesn't sound like something out of some sort of spooky tale. It could very well be some creature naturally from the woodlands. You've never lived here, and you seeing kind of the mess this thing's made in this area. Clearly, it's got there's some scrapings that you can see that like there's probably enough of a claws to this thing that it would navigate the thicket woods fine, but you don't know what sort of origin this creature has.
Okay.
For story points, I've got that Wretch has 1 and Ilya has 2, and Emery has 0. Is that correct?
Right.
Sounds
Correct
right.
on my end.
Cool.
Something strange. Not something you normally find in a forest, but hells if I know what it is.
What direction is it going? I suppose that's all that really matters. We'll find out in due time what it is.
It'd be too hard to figure out. It seems huge. 1 second. I'm gonna try to find it.
So,
Would anyone like to spend a story point? Otherwise, I'm going to roll a d4 to determine which direction it actually the path goes from here.
I have
How
a
many
question
d4s
about
random
that.
cardinal direction. Sure.
Question about that. So, like, if I spend a story point, do I have to do a check, or can I just say it went that way?
You can say it went south, it went north, it went east, it went west.
Okay, so
But
like
you
even
don't
though Wretch
know
is
yet.
total,
Yeah.
yeah, but Wretch is total shit at this.
Correct.
He could spend a story point and like see something and be like, it went that way.
No, the story point has nothing to do with your perceptive abilities. You are influencing the game. So you are spending a story point to say, literally, the creature went this way. Now let's roll to see if you guys can discover which way it went. So, like, you often are spending story points to have it be north, east, south, west.
Yeah, I was wondering if Wretch would know that, or if I have to succeed at the check too.
You'd spend the story point to determine, and that would determine where it went, and then you have to roll to see if you can pick that up. But right now, if anyone just rolls and says, "Hey, I got 5 success on determining which way it went," I'm gonna roll a random. I'm gonna make it random which way you found that it went, but you will find its trail.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have one to spend, but I can do the check for trying to find it. I just don't know if does anybody want to spit?
Not on the first one. If it goes north, that might be too metagamey. Hey, Jeremy. But I was gonna say, if it goes north, I might throw a story point at it to bring it back south. But
No, that's the story point thing is metagame right now. That's absolutely metagame.
okay, yeah. Then like I don't know. I think I would, since we're not rolling in story points, we should use them to course correct it if it gets too far away, rather than try and get it going in the right direction right away.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Survival, please.
I will do this thing.
You're very good at doing that thing.
5 success, 1 advantage.
This thing was not. How do I put it? It wasn't very discreet in its path. And you find that it's easy enough to follow. And so for the next, give me an athletics check as you pursue this path west from here.
Another athletics check. Everybody, I assume.
Yep. The same pace.
Cool. I might have to slow down.
Still 4 strain.
Mm-hmm.
An advantage doesn't do anything for you.
Advantage cancels out threat. Strain as well.
Oh, it
Oh,
does.
okay. Then I have 2 and 3, so I take none.
Yep.
Oh, I would have
6.
taken last time.
Yep. Then you cancel all of it out.
That's different.
How about you, Emery? How's your character feeling?
I only have 2 strain now. That I know that.
Okay.
But that's much better.
Let's go.
You guys are heading through the woods at a pretty, I want to say breakneck pace, just because of all of the, like the tripping hazards and stuff like that. But it's shy of a breakneck pace. And you find yourselves still careening through the thicket limbs. It's probably been a good 4 hours before the trail becomes a bit more sparse. I'm going to need someone to give me another survival check in order to pick the trail back up. And you may spend a story point if you'd like, having headed west at this point, to be able to figure out which way I went.
I do not have a story point to spend, but I will do the survival check.
Okay.
You're so good at it.
I'm so good. Uh-oh. 2 and 2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. It continued due west.
Okay.
And at this point, you do find some more pieces to this creature's sheddings that start to paint a little bit more of a picture, if anyone would like to study them.
If nobody else will, I will, but I'm pretty bad at it.
I'm gonna make an investigation.
Okay. Make that investigation, sir.
Do it.
Do it.
One success, 2 advantage.
1 success, 2 advantage. I rolled 2 threats, so good job. You've luckily at this point you've managed to find some sheddings that represent the limbs of this creature. It appears to be quadrupedal in nature. It has some sort of tail, and at this point you get the feeling that it is body-wise, it's a bit bigger than a large horse. So its back is probably about the height of like a Clydesdale or something like that, but it is much longer, and it's got the physique of something closer to a tiger, if a tiger were triple the size of a tiger. Actually, it would be bigger than triple the size of a tiger.
Yeah.
It's about 6 times the size of a tiger.
Goodness.
Wow.
So this thing that we're chasing is on all 4s. It's extremely large and covered in spikes. So, out of character. Remind me again. I thought we were looking for.
We're looking for the hunter that is following it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
As you continue due west at this point, at this pace, it's been about 8 hours. Having left in the morning, you're probably looking at mid-afternoon.
I dropped my construct last time.
You drop it
Yeah,
right off a cliff?
no.
Oh.
It just, every hour that it's out does me a strain.
Okay.
So, after 6 hours, I dropped it.
Okay. Do you guys take any breaks, or are you guys gonna keep rocking it? A short rest is 1 hour. A long rest is 8 or 6, actually.
Wretch is literally untouched. So, how's the group looking?
I have 8
I'm
of
doing
12
great.
strain. But we could go at a more regular pace maybe if we're...
All right, in character, if you're looking a little tired, Brett's just
Yeah.
gonna like shrug and maybe we should slow down a little bit. It's not like that spooky city necromancer lady is that impatient.
Well, I suppose I have 2 weeks, but... oh wait, we don't even do weeks in this world, but you know, you get it.
Yeah. Still have a half toilet.
I have a toilet. But just a little bit slower would be great.
Okay.
Onwards! And
Nice.
I continue to move at like the same. I do the same motion, but I'm just not making as much distance, so I'm like half jogging in place.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, like, in the same vein that we're looking for this guy, not just this creature, do we see any trail of him in particular? Or are we only, like, is there any signs of human interaction beyond?
You can certainly give me a investigation check,
Okay.
or I would allow a harder perception check.
I'll do an investigation check, that's cool. That feels like the right stat. A triumph, 3 success, and 2 advantage. I am doing great. As soon as we get into battle, I'm gonna whiff every roll.
Nah, you're
if you
doing
spend
great.
the triumph, I'll allow you to succeed.
Wow. Yes.
I got 3 failure over here, so.
That'd be great.
On one of the sheddings, what you find is a perfectly a perfect cut in it. That is, judging by the coarseness of the material, if it was a fang or a claw or something like that, it would have been jagged. But based off of the surgical nature of the cut made to the shedding, it must be some sort of bladed weapon. So you can gather this, whoever Hanubo is, he's really good at his job. He's left very little evidence of his passing. But you do pick out that he made it this far.
Well, we're on the right trail. You can see here, he must have still been following this as well. So, hopefully we're getting closer.
And onward we go.
Okay. You guys take off again, a little bit slower of a pace, but it's not another hour before a scene opens up in front of you. Amongst the branches of the great thicketlands, you find an area that is, it looks like a bomb went off. Like, the branches are like cratered in and dropping down into the feeding grounds, and the light is coming up through, coming down through the canopy, and is making its presence here. So you see just a bunch of carnage, broken branches and stuff like that, not like bodies.
The poor trees. Their bodies.
Right. So at this point, you've lost the train. You'll have to pick it back up here.
What on earth happened here? Look up, look down. So it's only up that's destroyed, or is
No, it's
down too? Sorry.
So what I'm saying is that like it looks like the thicketlands itself took a heavy beating, and some of the branches broke through and fell, so to speak. So there's branches that are like toppled, and because remember it's 300 feet to the surface of the ground. So if a branch is broken, it's like leaning all the way down. Maybe it caught some other branches that are pulled down too. So it looks kind of like a crater from here.
Okay.
And I'm just noting. So right now you have got relative daylight in the thicketlands, but normally there's so much foliage that it blocks out the daylight and leaves very dim lighting all the way down. So from here you see great great, like, gnarls in the soil itself, like impressions into it. Looks like something nasty happened here.
Hmm.
Is there any trace of blood? This would be an investigation check.
Yeah, so if you guys are going to start looking around this area for traces, it'll take some time to like navigate the whole area. Otherwise, you can do it based off of quadrant rather than like I'm going to look for this in the whole area. You can say I'm going to look in this specific area for anything I can find, so to speak. And what we'll say is that there's your immediate area in the thicketlands. There is what we'll say is the far side of the thicketlands, and then there is the immediate area down in the feeding grounds, and then the far side of the feeding grounds. So obviously it'll take time to try to navigate and not have a precarious situation on the way down. And obviously to get around, you'll have to circumnavigate to the other side too. But in order to analyze this area, it's a bit more than just one quick check. And I would hate for you to be like, I'm going to look for blood. All right, you spend 3 hours looking for blood, and this is what you find. Oh, I want to also look for this, and then it's like, well, you're going to have to do another lap, right? So I'm just kind of giving you guys a basic feel for this place. Also, I am... No, I'll wait. Never mind. So what do you guys do?
Oh, I definitely don't want to be splitting the party. Things are really good at killing out here. So are we, but... yeah, I think we should go quadrant by quadrant. This place has looked like it's seen quite a bit of violence, but there should be evidence if the hunter was wounded or the creature was wounded. So far, we've just seen shedding, so...
Yeah, maybe just...
I'm just going to be systematic and start from the quadrant that's closest to us and look for... non-natural fibers, blood, fur, anything like that would be like flesh or clothing indication of violence to see what may have happened here.
Okay. Give me a... I'll allow a perception or an investigation or a survival check at this point, but let me know what you are going to roll. Because given the nature of some of the chaos here, it would be really easy to point out like something, like you could see something without knowing necessarily what it means. That would be perception. You could try to investigate something that's that might be, it'll take a little bit more time to find, but in order to figure out what it means, that would be investigation. You know what I mean? So perception is probably the best place to start scanning this area for those kinds of things. You could also look into the other quadrants from here with perception if you've got a very keen eye.
I'm going to go with perception then, just to get a...
Okay.
What can I see? And then we'll decide what it means.
Perfect. Okay. Give me a perception check.
5 success.
5 success. Okay. So what you can find is that immediately is that there was something that whatever happened. You can find that there is basically what appears to be on a tree that is on the far side. It looks like something raked the branches completely off part of the area that makes up the thicketlands. Some of the branches, their base is not at 300 feet, but the branches like bow upward into this area. But it looks like several branches were snapped. Okay? And a branch being snapped, some of those branches are 40 feet wide.
Okay.
Maybe 40 feet. Maybe it's more like 10 feet wide. But still.
That's a tree, buddy.
Yeah, that's a 10-foot wide branch that's been snapped. Okay, so you see some of this, and you can see what actually looks like further up, one of the thicker branches coming out towards you guys, and reaching out actually closer to you, you see that it's actually broken. And it's had dangled and snapped and fallen the rest of the way and smashed through some of the ones that aren't near you. So whatever happened, it looks like something started on the far side, on the ground. There's a trail of destruction up and over toward you. So it looks like if you're to stick in the middle, you would actually be able to follow some sort of path to find out more of what happened in those areas. Additionally, what you see is from here is actually, yeah, I'm gonna say with your perception check, that's what's quickly easy to detect. You don't see any bodies. That's another thing that you'd be able to easily see. That's a perception thing.
Okay.
I'm curious if I can just try to follow the trail, so to speak, of this creature. You know, like go to where I can last pinpoint.
Okay.
You know, and
So-
try to.
Yeah, so based off of if Ilya mentions what he's seen to you guys narrates all that, the best place to start off with would be directly below you.
Okay.
Because directly below you is where the path of carnage kind of leads to.
Okay.
Yeah, I turn to the party members and say that there's a path of destruction carved by this creature, and I can only assume it's this creature because the branches over there, and I point to the one that was snapped, were just snapped clean, and another branch there broke, and looks like something tore through here, made its way down towards the feeding grounds. And I think we should work our way along and see what we can find if the hunter we're looking for is wounded. If the creature is wounded, that's going to slow at least one of them down, and we may need to consider if we're going to be bringing back a body if the wounds are severe enough.
Ilya, can you give me a survival check?
Oh, goodness. Two success, one advantage.
Leaning out, you look over some of this stuff, and your heart goes to a chill. And you start forming a bead of sweat on your brow. Take one strain, but as you look over the path of carnage, whatever did that is much bigger than the thing that you are chasing.
Oh! So, minor correction. The thing we're chasing, while very large, is not nearly as big as that. Gesture broadly to the destroyed trees below us. So if we follow that, we may encounter something that's a little beyond us right now.
Well, hopefully.
All right, let's not follow that then.
But
That's
that's
pretty easy peasy.
likely where Hanubo is as well, as following this down there a bit.
Wait, he's following. I thought this isn't the thing we're tracking, so then why would he follow it?
So there's two things. You guys are looking for the trail of the thing that you've been chasing this whole time that Noob was following. And you're trying to figure out what happened here. It looks like something big moved from the bottom floor, the feeding grounds, up a tree, up towards you guys, and then down again. And also, you lost the trail, so you need to pick up the trail. You can, in order to to investigate the path more, you have to be investigating each quadrant specifically and be there, so that way you can pick up small traces like blood or if you're looking for Hanubo, a boot print or something like that.
Yeah, you had mentioned that the most likely path to follow, or following the direct trail, was to go downward.
Correct.
So that's what I was saying.
I mean, Wretch is down to go down to the feeding grounds. Let's go.
Do you still have your cinder block?
No, I dished it in that last fight because it was taking up 3 encumbrance.
Oh no! What will we do without it?
To be more roleplay, it is in the safe care of the rookery at the Bracken Bastion. It's got its own stall.
That actually kind of explains why he's been like rearing to go. He's like, I feel so light. I could run for days. I've been carrying the cinder block around for.
I am pretty light and loose right now.
Okay. If you guys are trying to get down, there's some branches that are broken and gnarled in your immediate area that kind of work their way that way. Otherwise, you can try to find a more safe route through what they call the ascents. But you would have to go backtrack and try to find one of the routes that is a more navigable, more safe path.
Emery's still feeling restless. So she's gonna take the more risky path, I think.
Okay.
Risky path. Risky path.
Don't fall to your death.
Okay. As you guys move out and try to find and pick your way down, who is going to lead this endeavor?
Sounded like Emery was pretty raring to go.
Sounds like me.
Technically, Ilya hasn't even volunteered to come with.
What?
The risky path?
Well, if there's the risky path and there's a path off to nowhere, from what I can tell, because the trail went dead here. The most likely path of travel is down that way.
Yeah.
And considering how big this thing is, we probably can avoid it. Probably hear it coming.
Sure.
And hey, look, we killed something that was invisible. So, you know, something the size of a castle. I can see it, can't I?
At least you know where to hit it.
That is a vast improvement over our usual state of affairs.
So was it Emery that was going to try to take the lead on this? Okay.
Yeah.
I need you to give me either a survival or a mechanics check.
Survival or mechanics, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So 3 yellow or 1 yellow and 3 green. I'll do survival. They say the yellow dice are better.
And I'm going to spend a story point. You get a story point back.
No. 2 and 2.
2 and 2?
Mm-hmm.
You pick out the best path that you can. And luckily there are some larger branches heading downward that will allow for an expedited path. But unfortunately, the path downward, because of the way that it's not like climbing a tree in our world, right? Where like every 5 feet there's a branch you can grab onto, because the branches are. This is a branch, right? They're gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
And so this thing is at like probably a 60-degree to 70-degree angle downward. And there's just gnarled bark that you can use for handholds downward. So you can climb it down. It's going to be easier than climbing straight down a tree, but it's still a bit of an angle. I would say it's about a 60-degree angle.
Okay. Yeah.
And to be clear, this will get you probably a good 100 feet towards the bottom, where it makes its way into some other branches. So, based off of your check, you're like, this looks like it won't dead end into frickin' nowhere, and then we have to come back.
Yeah. Okay. I have a rope, so I would like to kind of fashion something to make this a little more secure.
Sure. How long is your?
It's one rope.
I think it's 50.
I think it's 50. Yeah.
Okay. So that'll get you about halfway down this.
Yeah. If we could tie it to the start and then maybe tie it around. If I'm going first, my waist or something, then at least the other guys have something to hold on to as well. You know.
Yep. Yep. So grabbing your rope, tying it, securing it. That's no big deal. So you can tie it off to yourself if you'd like.
Yeah.
And are you proceeding down?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to need a athletics or a coordination check as you descend.
Athletics coordination. Okay. Oh, those are both terrible. I hope the rope helps.
Which one are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna do coordination because for flavor.
Okay.
1 and 3.
1 and 3. Okay. You make your way down 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. As you slowly but surely head downward, you make it to about 40 feet, about 60 feet down before you come across, you kind of step backwards onto a slick spot. Mm-hmm. It appears to be, how some wood gets really grossly slick sometimes? It's like that, but you backstepped onto it. I need you to give me a coordination check as you potentially lose your footing. And that's because you rolled a despair earlier that slick exists.
I did not roll the despair. You did.
I
Don't put the blame on me.
I had such hot dice. I don't know what it was.
1 and 3.
Sorry, I was doing this. 1 and 3?
Yep.
Unfortunately, your foot swoop, and you swoop out. Because the branch is at an angle that you've been descending, your foot slicks and you swoop out and over the ravine. Your rope is taut at this point. Actually, probably you wouldn't have made it down 60 feet. You would have made it down 50 feet before this happened because that's the length of your rope.
Yep. Yep.
So you guys above see her backing down and then swoop, and because the rope was taut, she's now just hanging 250 feet above the air.
Oh, Pringles and Thorns! Oh!
You okay down there, bud?
Is there anything I can grab onto?
You swooped out.
Yeah.
You got it wrapped around your waist at this point.
Yeah.
No, you're hanging in the air.
Yeah. No. So there's no tree branches near me that I could zoop to.
I would like to have a story point to have there be a conveniently broken branch nearby. But it'll take you on a different path.
Yeah, I'm not. That's no thanks.
Okay.
I rolled an athletics check because I thought that, or an athletics check, I should say, because I thought that was for all of us, and I rolled 5 success. Can I use that to make my way down and correct Emery's path?
So you can't climb down and correct her path because you wouldn't be able to reach out to her. The rope is tethered to the top, and you would need to either pull her up or she's gonna need to try to swing back, right? Get some momentum, at which point you could, if you climb downward, you could attempt to lend a hand to pull her back to the tree.
I'm going to try to pull her back
Okay.
to where she intended to go.
Okay. I will allow you to keep the athletics roll for your trip downward toward where she is. I'm just going to roll real quick for.
Oh, hold on, scratch that. It's 4 success, not 5.
All right. How many advantage?
0.
0. Okay. You're working your way down, and you're mindful of how far up you are at this point. You saw how easy it was for her to slip off, and she's got this rope, luckily tied to her, which you do not have. So it's a bit taxing mentally, taking another strain, but you make it down parallel with where she is.
And I'm doing the Rockies. I'm trying to get over to him.
Okay.
Lots of swinging.
Okay.
It's actually kind of starting to be fun.
Give me a coordination check. And I'm going to spend a story point. You can have your story point back.
And then this thing comes out of the darkness and just whatever it is.
Always a big
Wretch,
fish.
give me a vigilance check.
Oh no! I ruined it. Never tell the DM things like this. 2 success, 1 advantage for my.
Okay. So you're rocking back and forth. Are you trying to get all the way up onto to where you were? Because you're gonna have to like find at this point you're within like arm's reach of Ilya, but you haven't like made an effort to actually get yourself up onto the branch or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to either latch on, catch him or latch onto the tree, whatever, you know.
Okay. I would allow you to use Ilya's agility in replacement of yours
Oh, that's much better.
to attempt to he's going to help pull you on, but I am going to upgrade one of the difficulty dice, and on a despair obviously there's implications because you guys are using a lot of momentum to try to pull someone back up onto the spot. That is slick. What'd you get on your vigilance check, Wretch?
3 and 1.
3 and 1. You see the rope. It's been swinging. It's fraying a bit up at the knuckle.
Goody, goody.
Oh, you forgot your stress relief. That's no good.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so are you okay with me doing that, Ilya?
Yeah, borrow my agility. Why not?
Why not?
4.
What could go wrong? Okay, cool. 4. This is going to go great. Ooh. Okay, 4 success, 2 advantage. 4.
You rock back and forth, and you have to time it perfectly. As you start to lose momentum, Ilya reaches out to grab your arm. And just before you start to lose your momentum, he's able to pull you towards him, and he rolls towards his back to try to grab, switch arms, and then grab a hold of another spot. So now his back is up towards the tree, balanced precariously on his heels on the side of this 60-degree angle, and has managed to get you just far enough where you can get your arms onto a perch on the side of this split. You're both secure.
Woo! Oh,
It was an adventure, buddy.
I'm glad you're here. And I'm just like
Wow.
bear hugging this tree. Okay.
It's like that scene from Jurassic Park. Now, Wretch, if you could throw down a Jeep for realism.
Hey! What's the Jeep?
Excellent question, sir. Thought just came to me.
Okay.
Yeah, jeep, birds. That's how you're gonna get down.
Okay, I'll go find some birds. Okay.
Because you guys are still about halfway down this branch.
But Wretch isn't yet.
Correct.
Do I have to be? That looks scary.
You could take the other end of the rope, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna start heading down.
Rope or no rope?
I saw the rope start to fray, so I'm gonna try to free ball it.
Okay. Give me an athletics check or coordination check.
Would you mind undoing it? before you come down, if you're gonna.
Okay. I can undo it.
Thank
Okay, so you're no longer using the rope either. Because you remember, you're halfway down the branch, but you're mid log.
But if it's tied at the top, I can't keep using it. So
Correct.
So if he unties it, and then I can recollect it and try to.
No problem. I was just wanting to clarify.
Yeah.
I got 3 and 1.
Well, I happen to get 1 and 3. You really have to like dig your steel boots into the into the wood. Your armor's not really designed for this, but you make do. You make it work. You take 2 strain as you slowly but surely make it down towards your comrades. At this point, it's getting kind of stuffed because this branch is about 8 feet in width, and you guys are all starting to perch, we use the same handholds, right? So, like, you guys are all congested halfway down.
Nice and cozy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try my rope trick again, I guess.
You're gonna try to find something to tie off on?
So well last time. Yeah. Better to have it than.
Okay, are you gonna attempt any magic associated with this, or are you just trying to find it tether?
I'm going to try to do this just without magic first, if there's a good spot. I'm going to look for a good spot to try to tie my rope.
Okay. There's at quick glance, there's not a very easy, obvious branch or anything like that. But you could make a monkey fist and wedge the monkey fist into some of the bark. That would be a survival check or mechanics check. It's basically a knot of rope that looks like a ball, and what you do is if you got a crack that's V-shaped, you put it in the top and it wedges its way in, so to speak.
Yeah, that sounds safe.
Rock climbers use it all the time.
Yeah, these are trees with bark, not rock, though.
It's true. But you could do a survival check to see how sound of a thing that you can anchor.
Yeah, I will try to do that first.
Okay.
Great, this is a good sign. 1 success, 3 advantage.
At this point, based off of your anxiety's up, you'd have to let go with both hands to fashion this, and you're finding a hard time to find something that you can anchor this rope to. That's worth it, so to speak.
I'll try to make my rope. I'm gonna try to convince my rope to hold me up, to hold tight to the tree.
Okay. So you're gonna try to anchor the rope using your magic. Okay. Give me your magic check.
I am so tired. All right. Second. Okay. 5 success and 1 advantage.
Holy balls. The rope, you see, as it's coiled up, and you see it, like, you hold it out, and it starts to uncoil itself. So actually, it starts to snake its way into the grains of the bark, and then you see it start to uncoil itself, increasing its diameter, and the singular strands of the rope start to embed themselves into the tree, holding themselves firm.
Yeah, this'll work, right? This'll be fine. Yeah. And I'm gonna try to kind of like booty scoot it.
Booty scoot? Alright.
I'm very scared now.
Alright, give me a coordination check as you booty scoot down the rest of the log.
You remember how when we were like climbing the Aztec ruins and I couldn't go down the stairs and I had to kind of get down on my butt and scoot? Yeah, she's doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Those were
said,
steep.
for admitting your shame.
They were steep and scary. Yeah, okay, 2 success.
You booty scoot through the slick, get a bit of a wet butt, but you make it to the base of the branch where it conjoins with a couple of other branches that are holding it in place.
I am not ashamed. I am alive.
Okay. Who's next?
All right, I'm gonna mosey on down.
Okay, give me an athletics or coordination check if you would. This is going to be. Are you using the rope?
That's probably a good idea. She magicked it.
Okay.
Good enough.
Oh no. 5 advantage.
What? Oh man. Okay.
Just imagine
Did the
you
magic
sliding your
help?
hands. Getting all that burn.
5 advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. So you grab onto the rope, right? And you start to whip yourself around, and then use your feet to slide down the slick part. But unfortunately, as you're sliding down it, your boot gets caught by the heel on something before you can even realize what's going on. Your foot's going past your head, so to speak, as you're sliding backwards. And I'm gonna need you to give me one more quick athletics check, as you have to use raw muscle to be able to slow your momentum, and this will potentially burn your hands on the rope and be a bit jarring.
Oh, 3 success, 2 advantage.
3 success, 2 advantage. Okay. You take 2 more strain as you finally muscle down on that rope, and you catch yourself. Luckily, you're able to make it the rest of the way down after you untangle your boot. But there's a bit of a scare there.
Yeah. Whew. 5 advantage. That was rough.
Easy peasy. Wretch.
I'll untie the rope and free hand down, because it looks like everybody who touches that thing is having a bad go of it.
Yeah.
Miss Booty Scoop had a fine time. Alright,
Yep. Just
climb down the slick.
Coordination is fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Oof.
That sounds great. 3 and 1. Again,
3 and 1.
every time.
You start making your way down. Unfortunately, the slick here, you try to put your boot into the tree, and as you're trying to kick into a spot, your hand starts to slip, and you start sliding sideways, and you're like, oh shit, and you try to reposition yourself, but in the meantime, your right foot has now lost its footing, and you start sliding on your chest plate down the log. Unfortunately, so as you start sliding, at one point your foot catches for a moment, and you tip over, and now you're falling down the log because of how sheer steep it is. I need you to give me a coordination check, or an athletics check. This is going to be to mitigate fall damage. So if you have any benefits to reduce fall damage, that's going to play a role into this now as you tumble down this. It's effectively 40 feet, but I'm going to reduce that to 30 feet as it's not a vertical just, so to speak.
I have what goes up. I get fall damage resistance in my talents, but that's all
Okay.
it says. It says resistance.
Resistance is, you have it after so it's half.
That's
Yay.
awesome.
Okay.
So it's going to be half after your check.
My roll, I got 1 and 3.
Second. So you would take, you said 1 and 3?
Uh-huh.
So you would take 6 damage, and it's halved now to 3. As you tumble your way down to your friends.
Unsoakable, I imagine?
Correct.
Okay.
The agility / athletics check is the soak for fall damage.
Yep. I was just making sure.
Yep. So you guys just hear, and he plummets down into you guys. But luckily, there's enough of a landing that you don't just like you hit and you guys hear the branches go as you can look over and see more empty space. The branches, however, are they're probably about a foot apart in this particular spot, and it was a good landing. So you're about 200 feet up from the surface at this point.
Wait,
Right?
are we all together now? Though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't
I
sure.
landed next to you.
Okay. I just want to make sure. That was a lot. This forest is a lot bigger than what I'm used to. Very scary.
You get used to it. I dust myself off, and I'm gonna proceed downward.
Okay.
Oh.
What you see below you is what looks to be like. Have you ever trimmed like? For me, it's when the tornado came through, and I had to chop off all the small branches and make a pile of them. So it's like leaves and small branches, but it's just like a big old pile. You kind of see something similar below you. There's not anything thicker than what I would say is like thicker than like someone's thigh, and amongst it all are big leaves. They're all broken in some way, shape, or form, right? So I talk about like a maple leaf the size of a king size bed, right? But they're all broken, and it's just it looks like a miasma of just shit immediately below you. It's probably about a 10-foot drop into it. Whether or not certain areas are more structurally sound than others remains to be investigated.
From where we are right now, is there like anything we could see about like following a trail, so to speak, or is it kind of?
Oh, you're gonna try to see if you can detect Hanubo's and or this creature's trail.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check, or actually, and this would be still be investigation.
Investigation. That's cool. That's better. For advantage.
For advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Rolled 4 threat.
Oh.
What you find is you don't see what you're looking for, but what you do see is a trail leading north by northwest. And what it is, it takes you a moment to realize what you're looking at, because it looks like puddles. Puddles that are about 4 foot by 6 foot. No, 5 foot by 8 foot. And from this vantage point, you can make it out. Those are tracks.
Oh my goodness.
Is that what make the hole something that makes footprints that big?
No. I think what made those holes up there might be quite a bit bigger than that. The thing that we're hunting down is already just enormous, so.
That's huge. Don't like that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's not great.
Do you guys think maybe they went lower or followed this way?
Gosh. Might have followed that way, right? Because we haven't seen. Hard to say.
Do either of you see anything from here?
You guys can give me investigation checks too, if you would like, to try to find a trail.
I'm gonna go with an investigation check. So I'm gonna assume that massive, massive beastie that made all that ruckus. One success, two advantage is unfriendly.
You're not
Never
able to
are
pick up
friendly.
anything that Emery wasn't able to pick up at quick glance. You have a feeling that maybe if you get down to the floor, the surface, you'll be able to see more of a be able to figure out what's going on. But like being mid spans here, a little bit harder to be able to determine this sort of thing.
Did you say something, Austin? Sorry.
Just like commenting that just because it's big doesn't mean it has to be unfriendly, but I was just being an ass.
I mean, you're not wrong at all. It's just that Invisible Birdman has gotten me some feathery PTSD.
The Invisible Birdman was kind of an asshole.
And so I wear his skull as a crown.
Yeah.
That's still being fashioned, by the way.
Ah, shucks.
You're gonna have to go back and get that.
So
So further down then. Yeah, that's good. Sounds good. Great. I start heading down.
Okay.
Does it look like it's easier from?
So
At this point?
from here, what it looks like is then you have an option.
Well,
It's-
and.
Huh?
You have an option, is what you said.
There's you have some options, right? One is looking down below. You can try to trust fall this and jump into the brush pile, so to speak.
Mhm.
You can either jump. Essentially, what your options are is jump left, jump forward, jump right, or jump far left, jump far forward, or jump far right. And let the pile take your weight, so to speak. But no one's really done any investigation checks on like how that would flush out. Otherwise, you can attempt to circumnavigate the tree that you are now find yourselves on and get to the back side where there's another basically you'd have to go a quarter turn around the tree and then down to the next branch.
How trustworthy does a trust fall look?
You're gonna have to give me a mechanics check or a survival check.
That I will do.
Wretch goes for it.
I
You
bet
Wretch
he
is
jump
does.
going for the trust fall, man.
Well,
Okay.
I'm looking like so, and you just do it at
Okay.
the same time that I'm kind of.
Can you roll me a d6?
Me or Emery?
You, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. I wasn't sure if you're referring to your wife, which is fine if you were. All right, D6. What up, Killer Lion? How you doing? I got a 3. Is that bad?
Higher's better.
All right.
Enough.
Okay, so you start looking around, and as you're starting to size up these different options, Wretched goes "Ah!" jumping off the side, and he crashes into the pile of sticks. And as he crashes into the spot, he actually it holds for a moment, it like lands it. It's like huh, and he falls through. And like you see, like some of the branches go whoosh,
Oh no!
up and above. Can you get? Sorry, what was the results of your check?
My check.
Yes,
3 and 2.
3 and 2. Okay. Looking at the area, there's certain areas that are better than others to jump in. He landed in one of the areas that was not the worst, but definitely not a good choice, unfortunately. You're gonna fall through a series of branches on your way down. I'm going to need you to give me a series of either athletics checks or coordination checks, sir. And speaking of which, roll me a d10 if you could.
Okay. D10. Go. 7.
7. Okay, roll it again.
That's not nice. When I rolled a 3, you didn't say roll it again.
Yeah.
7 again!
Oh god. Okay. And then roll me. Roll me a d6.
5.
7 again.
Okay, so you fall 70 feet, 70 feet, 50 feet, and then 10 feet.
Okay, so when I roll low, it's bad, but when I roll high, it's
This
bad.
one was every. It was to determine the distance between branches.
You're a
If
bully.
you like do 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 do.
God.
So now I need you to roll your first coordination check.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's me.
I gotta look at the cheat sheet to see how bad this is for you. Let's see.
Coordination.
Oh gosh.
My coordination, agility. Okay. 2 and 2.
1d4 of damage per 10 feet.
Yep.
You roll resistance or coordination
2 and
to
2?
reduce it.
2 and 2.
Okay, so you take 11 points of damage for the first chunk of fall, but halved to 5. And now I'm going to need you to roll again, and I'm going to roll a d4 7 more times.
Okay.
So if you'd rolled a lot of low rolls, you would get to do your coordination check multiple times.
Yeah, you just bounce from branch to branch.
Yeah.
I can't watch.
I'll,
Well, your armor is going to be a very convenient container for your guts and bones.
I love my guts and bones.
All right.
3 and 2.
3 and 2. So it's 10 minus the 5 that you rolled for 5 halved to 2 damage. That ability is really paying out for you.
Is that soakable or not soakable?
Not soakable. The check
Why
is
jumped?
That's why it allows you to do either agility based or brawn based to mitigate the fall damage.
Okay.
And then you have 50 feet, so that's me rolling 5 d4s.
Oh god.
Am I supposed to be doing another coordination check? Okay.
Is your
1 and 2.
coordination better than your resilience?
It's coordination or athletics.
Oh, this says
You did 1 and 2?
resilience in the cheat sheet.
Oh, it should be athletics.
I would much prefer resilience. I'm a very resilient boy.
Yeah. That's what the cheat sheet
You
says.
did 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
So you take 4 damage halved to 2. And then
Yay.
you have one last 10-foot drop.
Okay. 2 and 0.
Okay, you take no damage for the last 10 feet.
I'm chilling. After all that, I'm at 10 out of 17.
Jeez, dude. So not resilient.
So if you didn't have that trait, you'd be unconscious at the bottom of the floor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you
I like
okay
Sarah's
down there,
version.
buddy?
I'm good. I like Sarah's version better where I got to use resilience. I'm really good at that.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the cheat sheet. I was reading the rules. But that's it. We'll fix it.
Yeah, I don't know why we put resilience for fall damage, but I was feeling pretty certain that was athletics or coordination. So we'll circle
It's
back to it.
fine.
For this session, it's athletics or coordination. I'll have to-
Okay.
I'll have to hum-ha about that later. Okay. So based off of your check, Emery, you can see that there's 2 spaces that look like a long jump to. So about 10 feet away that you could jump to. That would be relatively safe. And there's one that is relatively close.
Alright. Do the closest, safest one.
Okay. So you jump. Ah! You land into some bushes, into this leaf. And the leaf cracks off of its stem, the maple leaf, and it starts to slide onto another branch. And then it starts to slide, and it starts to do one of these to another branch.
Yeah, it's kind of like riding a magic carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need you to roll me. What would that be? It's roll me a d6.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay. You make it about 2/3 of the way down. Sorry, about half of the way down. Before the tumble down through the bushes comes to a standstill. You're stuck in the bushes, looking around at this point, trying to
Reg,
figure out where to go next.
are you okay?
I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh my god, you're so far down there!
I'm doing okay. How are you, buddy? Are you okay?
I think I'm scared of heights.
You're in the wrong fucking place, lady.
Didn't know it until today. Alright, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll let you go.
Okay. While
Dustin for a bit.
you're looking around in your surroundings, Ilya, what are you doing?
So am I understanding correctly that Wretch took a tumble? Emery, you tried to slide down in the same direction?
I slid down and I took an easier hop
Yeah.
to another spot. I pointed to a better one to you. You can make me spend a story point of view.
No, that's fine.
Okay. But I would have been like, oh, this is probably best. That's not bad either. I'm going to go this way. You know, like talking to myself.
Yeah.
Before I do.
Some of the better spots for jumping right now are 10 feet away. So it would be an average athletics check or coordination check to attempt to jump the distance. I'm going to check my cheat sheet. I'm sure it's athletics.
Athletics or coordination to jump.
Okay, perfect.
Difficulty 1 for each 5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 success, 2 advantage.
Okay. You run and you jump over into these bushes. And you land, but unfortunately, in order to get the distance that you wanted, you kind of overextended yourself, and you're going to land like shoulder first into this area and tumble through it. Give me a coordination check, if you could, to try to right yourself as you're like crash. Ah!
You do have to
May
make
not
all
be a
those noises.
Fan of trees.
We'll beat one up soon. It'll be fine.
2 success, 3 advantage.
2 success, 3 advantage. You're able to right yourself, but you're still taking a bit of a battering as you go down. I need you to give me a resilience check.
Oh, okay, so he gets a resilience check.
Yep.
Well, I'm fighting bark, not gravity.
Trade you. Gravity's a bit of a bitch.
I feel like you're the best fighting both of those anyway.
4 success, 2 advantage.
4 success, 2 advantage. Okay. You managed to like get your heavy leathers and your gambeson suffers most of it as you're falling through. But you managed to make it about. Roll me a d6 if you could.
A D6?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a D6 in front of me.
I can roll a d6.
Thanks, Josh.
Bloop. No problem. Okay, you make it about 2/3 of the way down before you have to kind of reassess your situation.
Okay. You want me to roll another coordination?
Are you gonna go for it and attempt to scramble your way down?
I kind of have to now.
Yep. Then I would like you to give me a mechanics or a survival check.
Survival. Okay. Oh, goodness. 2 advantage on survival.
Okay. it's kind of hard to make out the best way to go for this. So, I mean, pitter patter. Let's get at her. You gonna go for it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, business to take care of.
There you
It's
go.
that way.
Busy Beavis.
All right. So give me a coordination check as you try to work your way down slowly through this mess.
2 success, 2 advantage.
You start making your way along, and unfortunately, you grab a small. It's like a stem. You assume it's a branch, but it's actually a stem to a large leaf that's below you. So you go to grab it, and it breaks, and you start to fall again. I'm going to need you to give me. Roll me a d6. Sorry, I gotta roll the d6 again. Jeezy Pete's. Okay, you fall 40 feet. Give me a coordination or an athletics check.
I'm gonna go with athletics. Oh. 3 advantage.
Okay. As you fall the remainder of the distance, you take 3 unsoakable damage as you land next to your buddy Wretch, and are concussed on the fall. So basically, you just like land on your back, and concussed only lasts 1 round, so it's like 6 seconds. But you get your bell rung as you plummet through the branches the rest of the way.
No, Mom, I don't want another plate of lutefisk.
I look for a careful way to get back the rest of the way down.
Okay, give me a mechanics or a survival check.
Survival. 3 success. Flat.
Okay. Yeah, you think that you can find a pretty navigable path.
Shimmy on down.
Okay. As you start to shimmy, roll me roll me a d10 for shimmy.
Is this the 10 or G?
Here, let's roll.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you make it about 70 feet down. You're about 30 feet from the bottom at this point. Before you start realizing, there's not a lot of good options here. It's going to take a little bit more physical effort in order for you to get this last 30 feet down.
Okay. I try to tie my rope again.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, there's plenty of shit around here to secure your rope to.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna try to just like descend via rope.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
1 success.
All right. Well, it wasn't versus any negative dice, as we have to do this in gym class in our fat fuck world as it is. So you managed to get the remainder of the distance down, and you guys are able to regroup up here, and you've made it successfully down to the bottom.
All right. Is everyone all right? Ilya.
Yeah. Just long way down this way.
Yeah, it is.
Can I magic myself in the face?
If you guys would like to take a short rest, you could do your short rest.
That might be nice at this point.
It might be nice at this point. I think we could all go for a little short rest.
Maybe just a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, you can cast that spell. Everyone can recover strain equal to a discipline or cool check, and you can do use your magic for medicine checks on everyone. And if you would like to not do it on everyone, then whoever's left can do a standard medicine check on themselves to heal. And if you let me know if you have to end up doing that, because that increases the difficulty if you don't have a medicine kit.
Gotcha.
Okay. I rolled 3 success
Oh.
on willpower and regain all but 1 strain.
Nice.
We're in wilderness, right? So I'm gonna use my
Yeah.
one with nature thing for that. So.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Or-
You're you got to roll the triumph
Yeah.
for recovering strain.
Mm-hmm.
I would allow your W to be 3 success for
Cool. Thank you.
recovering.
That should be that one. Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Emma, you finish your rolls and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So who needs healing besides just me? Sounds
Oh, I have
like...
any healing.
Yep, it sounds like you.
I.
Emma, are you good?
Oh, I guess I do have 5 wounds on me. But I can. My skill lets me use my one with nature survival check for health and strain recovery if. So, but I think it's harder to do a test on yourself, right? And
No, that's no longer a thing.
Oh.
It's medicine kit or no medicine kit.
You're
So-
dealing with your own shit. Lay hands!
Okay, what's the difficulty of lay hands?
Average.
Here. For you,
I
sir.
got 4 and 3, but I could shift some stuff around depending
2 and
on
1.
what you roll. 2, 1, so that makes me 2 and 2.
All
Alright, I will shift all of my advantage over to success to give me 4 and 0 net. And then that is times 2 plus 2 from the holy icon gives me 10. So I heal all my wounds.
Wow.
And then I look over at Ilya and I'm gonna touch him. I'm gonna touch him right in the forehead.
All right, give him that touch. Give him that juicy touch.
Squat down.
Oh.
5 and 1.
2 and 1.
Okay. I also Ilya, how much are you damaged?
On a scale of 1 to 17, I'd say an 8.
Alright, well I heal you 10, so I don't need to move stuff around.
Sweet. You took your strain.
I have now, so I have 4 strain. And then with my short rest, do I get to roll what everybody else did to try and get strain back, or
Cooler
no?
discipline, yes.
I like discipline. I'm very disciplined.
Sorry,
I'm very
did I say
good boy.
cooler? No, that's right. That's
Yep.
cooler discipline. Yeah.
I rolled 3 and 3.
Okay, so you're gonna recover 3.
I still have 1 strain. This sucks.
Broken.
This game's broken.
Just fell freaking 200 feet.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Wretch is always okay.
So you guys find yourselves at the bottom of this area and get a chance to breathe. What next?
Is it still light out?
It is.
Okay. Then right back at it, right? Maybe we all start looking around for a clue as to where, if they're down here.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Okay. I need you guys to give me investigation checks.
So good at it. 2 success, 1 advantage.
2 success, 1 advantage.
Hmm.
Anyone else?
I got 1 and 1.
Me too, 1 and 1.
Am I helping?
It's due to the drizzle. Some of the markings aren't as clear. A couple of animals fluster out of the bushes as you guys are chilling, and unfortunately, without a bit of a keen sense and being one with nature, Wretch and Ilya have a bit of a hard time helping. But Emery is able to find boot prints.
Boot prints. No, wait, look at this. Guys, this way. And I kind of
Okay. I'll
following
trust
along
you,
with
because
them.
I don't see anything. I just see leaves.
As you make out a couple of boot prints, what you notice, they are very deep boot prints. And you notice some parallel lines dragged through the mud as well. It looks as if whoever was here was pulling something, and that it must have been a bit of an ordeal, so to speak. I need someone to give me a perception check as you guys look at this stuff and kind of make out a general direction.
I'll give it a crack. You got some good agility. Oh, come on. Come on. 2 success, 4 advantage.
Okay. Now that you've got a bit of a path, a trajectory to aim yourself, you think you pick out in the dim lighting, way ahead, through the branches, smoke, as if the drizzle of the rain was just enough to produce enough of an irritation to a fire that it was able to be picked up through all of the stuff between here and there. Luckily, your keen eyes were able to pick it up. Not too far away.
Excuse me. I'm going to point that out to my comrades. There's a fire in the distance.
Ah.
Good catch. Got a good eye.
Let's go look at it. So I'll go look at the fire then. Sure, that means we're going to be just fine.
Yeah. They're roasting marshmallows.
What's his name? Hanniboo.
Nubo?
Hanubo. Honeyboo.
Honeyboo!
As you guys start making your way in that direction, I need vigilance checks at this point.
I was trying to call his name out, kind of softly.
Oh,
just so you know.
You're like, Hanubo.
Hanubo? Yeah, kind of like.
Hanniboo.
Okay.
Honeyboo!
Hanubo.
Hanubo. At what kind of range are you looking to project your voice?
I'm saying it kind of quieter, like hesitant. Like I'm kind of worried about other stuff being around too.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the Hanubo.
Gotcha.
Like, is it you?
I got 2 success. My vigilance.
Oh, all of us still, right? Sorry.
Yep.
I got 5 and 1.
2 and 1.
As you make your way forward, Ilya and Emery, you notice blood spatters in this area. But Wretch, you notice like chunks of meat. Like there is like part of a limb mixed in with some of the branches nearby. It is scaled with patchwork fur running up the back of its haunch.
Hey guys, someone got injured.
Looks like somebody got seriously injured. Like chunks of flesh?
Yeah, like whole chunk.
Something was eviscerated or mortally wounded. I am quite certain.
Like, how big
Our
are
friend-
these chunks?
The chunks, well, a couple of them you're able to tell what it is, but you see like 3 ribs together, like ripped off, and the ribs are probably about this big, too. So there's like a patchwork of 3 of them with a piece of hide stuck on it, like laying there, torn from something. There's a chunk of like a leg that is about the height of you if you were to fully extend it, like skittered onto the ground. You even see what appears to be a large spike stuck in one of the tall trees, maybe about 40 feet up. Maybe broken off of whatever it was attached to.
Remember what I talked about before, how something absolutely enormous is what made the destruction up higher in the thicketlands? I think that killed this thing that Annabo was looking for.
Either that or he's a wicked hunter.
Yeah, Oof. And those drag marks, it looked like the beast he was hunting was torn limb from limb and then he was dragged somewhere else. But whatever did this, if it is the same massive creature that caused the damage in the thicketlands, then I've got to wonder why it spared him and dragged him away instead of just destroying his body like it did with the spike creature.
Well,
So-
these footprints are
You
human-sized.
found human-sized footprints next to two parallel lines being dragged through the mud.
So maybe he's just picking up the pieces?
Well, if they're parallel lines, then it's got to be maybe tusks or something like that. My first thought is somebody else being dragged by human footprints. But it's got to be something like limbs or arms or tusks or something to that effect. So maybe he took that thing away, but is this... I understand I mutilated Birdman's body, but this does not look... yeah, this is evisceration. This is destruction. Looks like an animal did it, not one of us.
There. I'm gonna try to get closer to the fire and kind of look at that.
Sure. You guys, is there any sort of disposition on how you approach the fire? That you would like to... Are you guys just like walking?
I was
You sneaking?
carefully.
I'm gonna walk carefully. Weapons drawn. Weapon and shield drawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still kind
Careful.
of quietly calling out Hunubu's name, you know. Like, are you there?
Okay.
So I'm moving forward.
It's just like, Anubo. Move forward a little bit. Anubo.
Yeah.
Okay. As you move forward. Okay. As you guys move forward, there's a bit of a hill in the way as you make your way in the direction. And the thicketlands down here, there's not a lot of undergrowth that you have to worry about too much. But down here, like, moss would be the size of a bush too. So it's like, it's a bit of a tit for tat when it comes to size and like how that all shakes out. But as you move forward, give me... I want to say that there's not going to be any stealth check because you are calling out, so that would negate any sort of stealth that you would have as you carefully move forward. And as you kind of crest and make line of sight where the fire is, sure, you see a fire, actually, a rather big one, and it appears to be, and you've had to go about, just so you guys are aware, it's probably about 40 minutes of like shuffling in order to make it here. The fire's big. The fire is actually close to the size of like the room I'm in. It's probably about 10 feet wide, actually, 10 to 12 feet wide, in diameter. And over the fire, you see something is wrapped up. It's hard to make sense of what you're seeing from here, but you see motion from what appears to be some sort of thick mass suspended over the fire at like a tripod. So it's like leaning over the fire, and there's something stuck, like so that it's like propped over the fire, so to speak. And from here, what you can quickly gather, there's been wood cuttings like nearby too. And with that, before you guys start asking questions about what else you see, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. I'm gonna run over and grab myself a beverage, and then we'll cue into this.
I'm going to pour myself some whiskey.
Awesome.
Huh. Yeah.
And be able to carry stuff and whatnot, so.
Yeah. For sure. Okay.
Everyone here?
I'm back.
I gotta take a look at my notes quick. Oh, wait. Yes. Anyways.
Yeah. Dude, the way you handled that fall, man.
Yeah, that was so
Tank it.
dope.
I have the ability, might as well use it.
I don't hear you. Do you hear him?
Yeah, I hear him just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I hear Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, could you try again?
Fucker.
So, up ahead. Assuming you're ready.
I'm not. I can't hear.
Oh.
Well, I'm not ready.
There we go.
Just that
Sorry.
down. I got my whiskey now, though.
Yay!
Up ahead, you see this fire. This mass sitting precariously over the fire. You see cut wood, a tent, and you see a yawning cave set into a hillock beyond the fire. Probably a good another 40, 50 feet.
How big
Question.
are these things? Sorry.
Is the cave sleepy?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Can you nudge
Yawning.
Josh for me, Sarah, since I'm not there?
I'm
Get
so
it?
what
Get it?
I don't.
Yawning.
Oh, got it. Ha! Sorry.
Come
Dull
on.
dull moment over here.
The good ones take a minute.
See, there's never a dull moment, but there's some very dumb moments for me.
It's okay.
How, like, are they normal human sized? The fire sounded really big. That's why.
The fire's very big.
But it, like, is everything else normal human sized?
The thing over the fire is not. The tent is.
Okay.
Huh.
So, the thing that's roasting over the fire is alive.
You've seen it move slightly. And having a chance to look at it a little bit more, you see what almost looks to be maybe like the fidgeting of a tail.
What does it smell like?
It smells awful. It smells very bad. It's like the tartar of meat, right? It's like something's it smells like burning meat, but it's like irony. It's not like steak. It's more like this is like potent raw meat. Maybe is a close maybe it's very gamey, ugh, and it smells like you're burning animal fat, right? So it's like this smoky, sort of oily feel to the air.
This is why I'm vegetarian.
I would call into the cave. Well, it looks like they're burning something alive, and morally, I can't allow that. So, this thing is propped up on a tripod over the fire, and it looks to be wriggling, and it's basically roasting alive right now.
Yes.
Ah, God.
Do we hear it and it like crying out at all?
At this point, yeah. Waiting for a moment in silence, you hear.
Just
Yeah,
perfect.
I turned to Wretch Braventail and said, we can't let this continue. This is horrifying. We either have to kill it or help it.
Put it out of its misery?
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to.
As you say that, and you guys start to, you guys agree on that, and you start to move forward. You hear, I would say be my guest, but I don't think I know you.
Santa?
You honey boo boo child?
And the noise is from above you. Looking up, you see in a branch a violet-skinned... Oh, sorry, it's actually dark purple-skinned, muted tones of a man with hair drawn back, very... I wouldn't say feminine features, but very lithe features in his face. Perfectly clean shaven. The gentleman has a hand crossbow aimed dead on your right into the base of your throat. Ilya. He's probably 10 feet away. Up in a tree. Sorry, 15 feet away in the tree. He's got his arm like this towards you guys.
My name is Ilya, this is Emery, and this is Wretch. I gesture appropriately. We're looking for Hannibal?
She sent us.
Yeah, and that aside, I can't let you roast something alive. As vicious and violent as I'm capable of being, that is for things that have attacked me first, and I put it out of its misery quickly, so we're gonna have to take this thing down.
You take that thing off that fire and it'll kill us all.
Okay, why didn't you kill it?
With the bow trained on you guys, he goes, sheathe your weapons.
What I heard him say is shoehorn items.
Sheathe your weapon.
Oh, okay. Eh. I shrug, but I'm not gonna put it away just yet. I'm gonna go. Are you gonna jump down and impale us? Because there's an awful lot of that going around from tree people.
We just killed the Tengu. A little bit antsy.
I'm still
We're not here to fight you. If you are who we think you are, we're here to check up on you and make sure that you're not dead because of the thing that we had just killed.
precious. But you're not taking my trophy.
I'm not looking to take your trophy. I'm
You
looking.
give a shit about your trophy.
I don't give a damn about your trophy. You can have it. It's yours. You've earned the kill, but the kill part needs to happen. You're roasting something alive.
I don't give
Now.
a shit about your trophy.
There are certain things in this world that I have visited tremendous violence upon, but I did not kill them slowly on purpose. If you can explain it to me,
Have you guys put your weapons away at this point?
I put mine away right away.
Sure.
Okay.
I suppose I can.
Swings around, scales down from the branch, lands. Follow me.
Again, I swear to God, I'm not trolling you. I heard blow me.
Follow me. Actually, at this point,
That is what he says.
What did
we
he
have made
say?
no reference to Wallaby. Follow me. We've made no reference to Wallaby being with you guys.
No, I don't think he came with us.
Yeah, I thought he stayed in the place, honestly.
Yeah, he went off to do something for what's his face.
No,
More like catch you later.
he stated that he needed to find Leanne and Shay.
Yes, he made it sound like he was doing that by himself. So.
Very well.
I also assumed he went off.
We'll split off for now. Anyways.
Or he was lazy and didn't come with us on this particular.
Yeah, he slept in. Anyways. Hanubo puts away his crossbow. By the way, for the way I picture him, he looks like Solus to me from Dragon Age, except very, very dark skin. But like facial features wise, that's kind of like what I picture with his face.
So don't trust him, is what you're saying. Got my eyes on you.
He walks past you guys, and at this point, it is starting to grow dark. Like the sun is set, it is getting gray in here. Like you're already based off where you've been walking, it was dim lighting. Now it's getting dark in here because of you being in the feeding grounds. As he walks forward, he gives it birth, this thing, and you see him grab a couple branches along the way and throw a couple more into the fire. And he kind of gestures towards the things. Have yourself a look. And he points towards the bottom of it. And he goes, actually, he throws a couple sticks in there and he goes, help me rotate it quick. And I'll show you. You'll see. And there's a spot on the top where he can rotate. It's kind of like a hand, basically a leverage moment arm that allows him to rotate it over the fire.
I couldn't do that.
Very
I'll
well.
humor you for a moment.
He rotates this monstrous thing. Slowly but surely, you guys get it positioned where the spot that was being burned is moved out and away to the opposite side. And looking at this thing, you can see what is now. It has got two rods staved through it that are pinning its arms in place through its body as it's in position, and then it is chained, as a matter of fact, on several spots. But it doesn't look like he had very much chain, so The chain is specifically for the spots that reach the most intense heat on the fire. And he apparently had to make do with the pins, basically, for this thing. He rotates it over, and he backs up a little bit. Watch the birds. You see the burns on this creature starts to not shed, but the crackling. There's like almost like a rapid scabbing of the burn as it starts to crackle away. This thing, essentially, what it looks like. Have you guys? The best thing I can picture is the first trilogy of Star Wars. There's this scene. I think it's like in the Clone something or other, where there's like a fighting pit, and I think there's like a couple of like beasts in the pit or whatever, but one of them looks like a cat. It's got like a Venus flytrap looking mouth on it, and there's like someone was riding it at some point. Anyways, it basically looks like a big ass tiger with like crazy ass like Cheshire cat grin of a mouth that opens up with super big teeth and stuff like that. And it's got spikes running down its back, but it's mostly fur. With patchwork scales on it too, and it's got just a standard ass cat tail, pretty much, with big, nasty, obviously carnivorous talons on its hind legs and on its forelegs. But this thing has been pinned in place and rotated over the fire, and you see that it is rapidly healing. Faster than the trolls that you guys fought before.
I did hate those trolls.
And what's more, the fire isn't keeping it from generating. It's just burning.
What a fascinating creature.
That's...
No, don't call it a creature. This is a profane. We distinguish between the two.
Well, that still begs the question of why you haven't killed it.
Could if I would. What do you think this is? Besides, there's bigger issues. And he looks over towards the cave. And now that you're a little bit closer, you can see that the cave is perfectly semicircular. It's a perfect half circle. Basically carved into the surface of the space that you guys are in. Furthermore, it's probably like 20 feet across in diameter. Looking at it, there appears to be a bit of light being given off, as if something is reflective or vaguely luminescent around the border of the cave. But it's dark and you're pretty far away.
What do you mean? I don't
The
understand.
big thing that we saw up in the thicket lens created that cave. Or is in it.
No. The thing that's bounded through the woods back there is what happened to kill this one's brethren. Ripping it to bits. It's Sisimido. They call him Cinder. And you guys would know the name Cinder. Cinder is a god. References a god. It is a god that which people sacrifice to, especially in rural areas. Not so much in the cities. But it is one that they will give sacrifices to by posting sheep at the edges of their property, etc., for other things to take away and be sated.
So, what's with the cave?
cave. Ah, the Rift Gate. Sorry, it's actually a name.
I can't tell if you cut out or if you
Script
just stopped talking,
Sorry.
but what?
He goes, that Script Gate. They hold mysterious power. But more often than not, it seems that is where our quarry come from. Some more manageable than others. You see, this thing here. This is baby. Luckily, I don't think the parents can get out.
And?
Can't.
Have to close that gate somehow?
Nope. Looking toward the cave, you see trenches extending from the mouth of the cave toward the fire. Perhaps 20 feet or so. Actually, maybe closer to 30 feet. And now I will swap you guys here quick. Because you might as well. So this is kind of what you see.
Aw, the thing on the fire is kind of cute with that picture.
Oh,
Big old
make
badger.
it cute.
Why'd you have to make it cute?
You know,
You hear it again. And give me a vigilance check.
oh goodness me.
All of us?
Yeah. Vigilance or perception.
I definitely go with vigilance.
Hmm.
3 and 2.
2 success, 1 advantage.
One advantage? That's it.
Ilya and Wretch, you see with this noise, you hear something, and it just makes you, you're not sure exactly what you hear, but it makes you glance over towards the cave, and you see the light of the fire reflect off of something momentarily.
So, that crying attracts something from the cave.
It's as I said, this thing here is the baby.
Do you want to attract its mother?
I have a working theory. I think they sent the babies out to gather food. I don't think the adults can get out.
What I don't
Certainly
understand
not.
is why hunt these things? What have they done wrong? You call them profane, but what have they done wrong?
What has all Goblinkin done wrong to your wood? To the wood? I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. Which tribe do you hail from?
The Nuntunga tribe,
Nintonga.
yes.
Hmm.
And from a ways away.
There's a lot of work to be done for the Aesawalun up that way. You must certainly understand ecosystems.
Of course.
Imagine what something like this would do if it were the size of Cinder. There were 6 babies that left the script gate, to my knowledge. And Cinder luckily chanced upon their path, slaughtering them. Unfortunately, Cinder is not one for cleanly work, and this one was left incapacitated temporarily. I have something else to show you. Come with me. And he starts walking towards the script gate.
Is it somebody following behind?
He walks slowly but surely, and then you see him like look down a bit, and then he steps forward another 3 measured strides. And he turns around and looks at you guys. And as he does, you see him like he's got his eyes closed. And you see something, a great shadow, appear out of the script gate. Wow! And as it slams down toward him, he dives towards you and out of the way. And as you see this, a great paw is jutted its way through the gate and is pawing and slamming and scraping the soil back towards the gate. And you hear from the baby. The baby is probably the size of the paw.
Yeah, I don't want to fight that.
He looks at you and looks at Emery. They say things grow bigger here in the woodlands than anywhere else, but do not assume we know better than the creators, of the artists themselves. These gates were locked for a reason. Unfortunately, some of them find themselves defective and open with time. That is one of the running theories. He looks over from here to there. Now that is a prison. And it is our duty to ensure the prisoners do not escape through one means or another. My hope is that the adults will starve death. That is what I've been working with this one, is testing that its regenerative properties require a high caloric intake. Now, can you imagine what that would mean for a being let loose? It would mean unfathomable amounts of consumption. An apex predator let loose to breed and repopulate and devastate this place. Cannot be allowed to live. It is nearly indestructible.
Yeah, then I wouldn't want to fight the parents.
That's for sure, but, is there a way to shut this gate?
You guys going to attempt to look at the gate?
I'll look at it as I'm saying that.
Okay. What you notice...
Well, as close as I'll get.
Yeah, give me a perception check to try to make out some details on it. Is anyone else going to look at this thing?
I'm going to look at it, but not at it.
I will keep watch around us for anything getting butthurt about the screaming.
3 advantage on a perception check. That is indeed a gate.
I got a triumph and 3 success.
A triumph and 3 success. And what did you get, Ilya?
3 advantage.
3 advantage? Okay. You notice Emery, the workings of script magic, of enchantment, having seen a little bit around G previously, and some with some of the other things that you've dabbled with. And it is in set nodular components around the gate, almost looking like stones, like 8 to 12 stones making up this gate. And looking from here, something that it's hard to make out, but something about it looks so wrong, and you realize the hill that this is built into could not. There's not enough space for what you saw come out of it. Like, the ground is flat. Like, in order for there to have been enough space, this would have to have been like a cave that dipped down drastically. But you can see the floor continue smoothly. As far, you only see in about 12 feet, but you can see that. And it looks pitch black. Like, there's no, like, shimmering off of a wall or anything like that. You just see the vague semblance of a large paw pace away from the door. Like something, like, stood up and was walking away.
This is strange magic, but Ji knows this language here. You should have her come over here.
She knows. She's not the first to have studied this. We have many in our small community who have researched this, but unfortunately, much of this is beyond the workings of even the Kelagir.
So you're not just gonna leave this alone and go home and consider our mission fulfilled?
Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm not feeling great about leaving that thing roasting alive, but I understand what it is now and why you can't let it free. Why it might be troublesome. Dispatch.
Besides,
Although I found beheading is 100% effective.
your bleeding heart makes me sick.
Bleeding heart.
No, before you told me that this thing was a constantly regenerating profane that might mean the destruction of this forest, all I knew is that you were roasting something alive, which is a horrific and painful death. Again, I stress that we're all comfortable with a lot of violence, but violence to an end.
So be it for you. I take pleasure in my work here, as such things have meant the deaths of my friends and kin. Feels good to give it back. And you see him kind of smile a little bit, and he looks over at the cave, and he sticks this thing with one of his. As he's saying this, he looks over at the cave, and he just lets off the handbow into the thing. As he's looking, and the fire reflects off of his face a little bit. I'm gonna need. Can I get an interpretation check from the group?
Interpretation? Oh, it's investigation, too.
It's the same
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, they're
Same stat.
same concept. 1 and
3 and 0.
3 and 1.
Okay. Emery is just a bit horrified at the situation, I think.
I am.
But Wretch, you're able to see a bit, actually. You said 3 and 1?
Yep. Me?
3 and
Sorry,
1
who?
and 3 and 0? Okay.
I'm 3 and 0, yeah.
Ilya and Wretch, looking at this guy, and Wretch, you've seen this thing before in, like, feverish... People suffering from, like, a fever or something along those lines. But you see a maniacal tint to his eyes. Like maybe, like he's suffering from fever hysteria, almost. You see a bit of the sweat on his skin, reminds you a bit... It's not the fire. The temperature here is fine. It's more of a, like he's worked up, so to speak.
He told us about the race murder boner. About these people who, and they have this thing called the hunger. So I believe he's experiencing it.
The call for these guys, yeah. But give me a knowledge people check, and Wretch, I'm gonna have you. Can you give me a medicine check?
Two success, two advantage.
2 success, 2 advantage on the knowledge. That's a knowledge people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now give me
1 and 2.
Now give me a knowledge nature check. 1 and 2.
1 and 2. That is a 1. Cross it with a 2.
And 1 and a 2 on the knowledge nature.
Okay. You're not really able to connect the dots, Wretch, on what maybe exactly causing this. But something that sticks out to you, Ilya, is it's something about. I mean, you noticed the agitation in and the restlessness of Emery. You felt this fog laying on you guys coming into the woods. And there was a brief respite when you guys were at the Bracken Bastion. But now that you're back out of the Bracken Bastion, you can almost... Maybe you're feeling the call. Maybe you're not. But whatever this is, you see that there's maybe being out here in whatever this is, maybe it's starting to have an effect on some people, maybe more than others.
Tell him about it.
Unfortunately, with your knowledge nature check, it was unfortunately not enough to be able to garner an origin. But what do you say? Let's go back to first person with everyone.
Well, I think this may be something we've all been feeling, that fog that's been rolling in ever since we were down in the feeding grounds and the thicketlands. And we had some respite when we hit the Bracken Bastion, but outside of it, I think we're feeling a lot of what you're feeling. Just that...
Excuse me. What I'm feeling? You misspeak yourself.
Well, the unease, the fact that we're on edge, the aggression, it's hard to explain, at least.
I don't feel on edge. Maybe you do. Maybe walking around in a forest such as this, I can tell. Most of you here spending time away from the city. I bet it's hard. And you should walk on eggshells. This is a dangerous place. For those of weaker stature.
Oh, weaker
Oh
stature.
shit!
Sir, if I had feelings, they would be hurt.
Look at this little bitch.
Perhaps if the forest was tended better and cared for better,
Well, isn't that the Woolen's
we
job?
feel this way.
That is absolutely true. Maybe you should take it up with the
And the-
Flayan and the Sillin, as for a matter of fact. And you can, by the way, go back and tell G that it is none of her business, and I'll be home when it is time. I have not finished answering the call. You have weaker wills. You don't need to concern yourselves with my prey, or my woman, or with the woods. But they are not of my concern either. Mine is of the profane corrupting this world, and I soldier on with that proudly. I'll kill this thing, and I'll make sure that those trapped within the script gate never see the light of day.
Man, this guy sucks.
Perhaps, you know, we've all seen horrific combat. We understand the hunger for dealing with that aggression. But you know, succumbing to your pride is a bit of a weakness too. We all have things to be proud of, but you have to remember that the mission is not about you. You're about the mission. And what you're doing here is good work. There's no argument about that.
So charming.
I will not stand here and be lectured on the ways of my people and my path in this world by a Norn, a Ratman, and a Wooland.
Racist.
You do not understand our place. Now, granted, you've had experience with the Court of Night, but I figured that would have given you some appreciation for this by now. But at long standing, sorry, after this, but I've had enough of this conversation. At this point, if you would like to spend time and partake of my fire in my camp, I ask for the laws of chivalry that you mind your peace, mind your tongue. You can sleep here for the night. It's safer as groups. It's safer as a group, anyways. But after that, be gone.
We came here out of respect for Ji. She was worried about you.
Well, then you've done your due diligence for her. That is not my concern.
No,
I've got a
you
job.
made your choice. We respect that.
Okay. So we count this one as done.
Yeah,
Eh?
I'd say so.
All right. We found your husband. He was kind of a jerk. He's fine. He seems okay. Seems a little crazy. Seems fine.
A little bit bloodlusty.
Ooh, wait. Hold on. Is the Call of the Hunger a melody?
Check it out, dude. Inspect it.
Would you like to? What do you? I would specifically ask for a more grounded question if you were looking for a stat check.
Cure Malady is one of my spells.
Yeah, is it
Remove-
like
Maybe
an
you
actual
So-
You could ask if it's like if you can see something wrong with it, you know,
Yeah.
something healable.
Or I could cure Hex or Malady are two things I could see remotely applying here, but I don't know.
You can attempt those, but know that if you're going to like walk up to this guy and start chanting, that let's roleplay this.
Okay.
I'm assuming that
I'll
when you reference the Call of the Hunger, you're referencing, like, there's a lot of jumps that you're making, right? Is this guy a dick, or is this guy suffering from something? And if he's suffering from something, is it the Call of the Hunger? And if it is the Call of the Hunger, is it something that is curable via the Hex debuff spell? Hex removal spell / the other one, the disease removal spell. See, there's a couple
That's
of jumps
true.
there. So I'm like, let's
Slow down.
slow down. Yep.
Okay. Well, can I assess him and try and figure that stuff out?
Yep. So you did it. You did look him over quick, and you did a vigilance check, then a medicine check. You can tell that he's suffering from the effects of something that is vaguely akin to the symptoms of fever, but you've also been able to tell that it doesn't all align with that, right? Ilya was able to detect some other stuff, be able to put some other pieces of the puzzle together, but you guys haven't had a conversation about it, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
I think I should huddle up with Wretch, since he knows about the medicines.
Yeah. I'll talk to Ilya when we set up. He said he could stay for the night, so.
I don't think this guy likes us.
Nah.
Emery, throw another log on the fire.
Yeah, Emery, do that. Jace.
Fine.
Yeah.
I think I passed.
You remember the laws of chivalry. Like, if you guys are staying, it's his word or the highway. So.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I do it.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out whether I should cure a malady or cure a hex. Do you think the guy's sick, or do you think he's cursed by this like crazy thing?
I know that we were feeling something.
I specifically mentioned that if you were going to belittle
fever.
me,
Like, oh, sorry, you're speaking as the guy.
yes.
Sorry, I thought you were
like, if you're gonna be like, what's wrong with this guy? When he's sitting down, and he's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
we were whispering.
Okay. Then give me a sleight of hand check or a stealth check as you guys are like sitting next to each other, like totally like just sitting across from the fire from this guy. This thing's just wailing next to you guys.
Well, I think the wailing would help our case.
Yeah, add a boost die if you'd like. For
There
that.
you go.
Oh, let's go! I rolled 2 green dice and I got 4 success.
Oh,
Alright, boost die.
nice. Okay.
Okay, boost die was blank, so it's 4.
Okay.
Noise.
Then it's enough to be able to circumnavigate any sort of like lack of courteousness. You may carry on your conversation and just know that it's herky jerky, and it'll be like it'll span longer because you guys are like waiting for chances to be like, thanks for the food. So beautiful weather we're having, that sort of thing. So
Alright. So, like, I don't know. He looks kind of like feverish, but I can't tell if it's like a physical affliction or if it's like a hex, because we're dealing with like things that are not natural, so they always get a little weird.
are you also talking to? Is Emery roped in on this?
I was.
Nah,
getting a
she's
log.
out getting wood.
No. There's like literally just like you just said stock, but he's got piles.
I'm doing that as they're having this first bit, but I
Okay.
don't know.
If I wanted to talk to Emery, I would ask for Emery.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She's-
Thank you.
She's a bully.
She is.
Oh, vicious.
Alright. Anyway, yeah, what do you respond to that, Mr. Ilya man?
I wouldn't know, but I do know that we've been suffering from some unease that we felt relief from while we were in the Bracken Bastion. So I'm wondering if there's like a miasma or like a pollen or something coming off of the trees. So maybe it is a physical ailment, but I also don't understand the deep magic that we're seeing here.
All right, physical ailment. I am going to walk around the fire and offer under the laws of chivalry the customary back massage of my people.
To okay.
To crazy McGillicuddy.
Remember that you have a somatic and a verbal components to casting. If you're going to try to be like yabba dabba.
You can offer to heal him. Right?
But he will totally take you up on a foot massage.
Hot.
He's gonna
Fuck yeah, I'm blessing his feet.
He's gonna grin and take off his boots. Ugh.
All right.
What an asshole.
I'm going to
He's gonna be like,
sing.
About time some courtesy around here.
I'm gonna sing my spell to at least look like I'm just singing to myself while doing this. Also, I want to do the fuck out of the foot massage. So it was like a good foot massage.
Okay.
It's a legit massage.
I'm gonna have you either do a deception check or a performance check against his vigilance. So let's go ahead.
Performance. And I'm gonna use my story point.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna use my story point to sing it in a language of one of the tribes I was talking to in my many travels before this campaign. So that he maybe has less of a chance to realize that it's not a song.
Nice.
What do I get for that?
You can upgrade your die.
Oh, okay. Does that mean I get 3 yellows, or does that mean I turn 1 green into a stinky, stupid yellow that's gonna be blank?
That
Stinky yellow.
you change a green into a yellow if you have a green that can be changed to a yellow.
I know, but it's stinky. Alright. It's less stinky than usual. I got a triumphant... Oh, well, the way you like it phrased, 2 success and a triumph.
Okay. You know, at this point, he senses a magical nature to what you're casting, and the verbal components to your spell are so that if someone's proficient in script magic, they know the meaning of the words behind it and the feeling of them. But since bardic magic is also a thing, I'm gonna say that he's just, he's been on edge for days. He's been work ragged, and now like you've been giving a great foot rub. So that it's like, you know what? Let him sing his bardic magic sort of thing. It's not enough for him to be like, what the fuck? That sort of thing. Like he kind of sinks into it. And go ahead and do your magic cast.
Yay! I love casting magic! Alright.
So which one are you attempting?
Cure malady, so a physical thing.
Okay. And what's the difficulty on that?
And we're just gonna hope that works. Difficulty, original, or associated resilience check. Remove physical condition. That's what it says.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Now, does this count as a heal where my talent faith healing would work or no?
What's faith healing say?
After casting a heal spell, can change 2x ranks of success or advantage to vice versa.
Yes.
Hooray! Because that's going to be important. 3 success and a triumph, but it would have been just a triumph and 2 advantage without that.
Nice. With your triumph.
Sorry, what?
So with your triumph, so the spell goes off, and it doesn't seem to have much of an effect on him. You might have, maybe if he had a little bit of foot fungus, it would have gone away. But nothing seems to have changed. I'm allowing the triumph to show you, that you can tell that nothing significant changed in his demeanor. or in his eyes without having to do like check him medically. Be like, can I feel your breath? Can I check your pulse? You know, all that sort of stuff. You can tell definitively that you're for all purposes that the spell didn't cure his dickishness, right?
He's just an asshole.
This is just a regular old
I would say based off
dickhead.
of you guys' checks before that we've heavily alluded to the fact that he's not just an asshole, too. So I would allow you guys to affirmatively say that. I'm not trying to red herring you.
Yep. All right. Well, after I give the world's best fucking Mongolian throat singing foot massage, I head back to Charon, and I just like shake my head like, no good, chief.
Yeah. So, kind of sounds like maybe it's a hex? Like it's a magic thing?
Speaking of which, I have to give myself 2 strain. It seems like it might be your turn.
I know how to stab shit. I don't know how to fix things.
He's got another goddamn foot.
I'm not gonna take the foot off.
I feel like you didn't read between the lines there.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know how many ranks I have in sensual foot massage. My agility is insane, so it would probably do him good, but. Huh. Yeah, I. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk to him about it. Really doesn't like me.
Are you done doing whatever you were doing, Emery?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like restless, obviously. Like, I'm just kind of antsy.
He looks over at you.
Kind of pacing around the fire. I hate the noise of this thing crying,
You've got extra energy.
What of it?
I've got another foot.
Gross.
Man's got another foot.
I think I'm just fine, thanks. I've gotta stalk the fire to keep this thing screaming all night.
He kind of looks over at you, at you, Ilya, and he kind of gives you the eyebrow raise. Not that you should rub his foot, but he gives you the eyebrow raise of misogyny.
Oh.
No.
I was definitely reading it the other way.
I was gonna say, my hands are quite deft, sir, but they best know how to handle a sword.
Rip.
Awesome.
If you, it's for those with any interpretation, ranks and interpretation, you can kind of tell that he kind of looked over at Emery with definitely look.
Like, what is this woman doing telling me no?
No, not quite that. Just more of ooh, sudden interest, maybe, like sudden piqued interest. Not like he's like drooling or anything like that, but it's just like it's there. He's not trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Action.
Unless there's something other forces acting upon me, I'm just like a little weirded out, a little grossed out,
Oh.
a little grumpy.
Little grumpy. All
A
right.
little posterior perturbed.
Well, you're not gonna rub my feet. You guys are sure you have stories.
How many more foot rubs do you need?
Oh my god.
Get a little testy in here, you guys. Why don't we all take it down a notch? And maybe let me just I could cast Cure Malady on everybody here, just in case not Cure Malady, Cure Hex, in case anybody's hexed. Maybe these demons cast hex upon you. Maybe that's why your feet are so sore. Maybe that's why you, just Emery, just you.
Me.
Well, we can tell you the story about the time that we killed the Birdman. That was a lot of fun.
Birdman, huh?
Tengu.
Like Tengu. One I haven't heard of before. I'm used to harpies, as far as bird people go. What's a Tengu?
Well, it's about my height. Rather thin. Very, very, very fast. Unbelievably fast. And something about its feathers allowed it to cloak itself, so it could be seen as no more than a shimmer. Wielded a spear with a level of skill that was just astonishing, borderline fantastical, but was still flesh and blood at the end of the day. And when you're in the Bracken Bastion after it very nearly killed Wretch, and even more nearly killed Emery, and succeeded in killing Einar. We trapped it, smoked it out, and yeah, I took the killing blow and nearly took off the top of his head. And right now, sort of a crown, sort of a headdress is being made from parts of his remains that I might wear my trophy.
Inoc was my friend.
You have my condolences.
Good thing that you finished that fucker off. Thanks. And with that, you see that like a bit of his pride kind of gets leveraged against him, so to speak, and he kind of changes his tune a little bit and shows you guys a little bit more respect.
About damn time.
Are you gonna do your little spiel, Austin, do you think? Or
The Cure Hex?
yeah.
I mean, I offered.
He wasn't taking any bite. He thinks that you're fucking talking sideways.
He didn't say no.
You didn't say no! I'm going to lean forward again and more seriously be like, you want me to check you for hexes, Betty?
No. I'm fine, thank you.
It's free.
I don't need you to...
He's a wonderful healer.
Why are you guys... I know that you're seeing me for G. What are you doing in the woodlands?
Well, I'm looking for, I personally am looking for a Dajan who may have found his way into the woodlands after his ship ran ashore, and one of the factions here in the woodlands may have taken him as a slave, and I'm on a mission to retrieve something that I believe he stole.
Well, good luck with that. They usually kill on sight unless there's a reason otherwise, but they might have raided the ship if they'd come in by boat.
That's my hope.
You talked to, had his name pulled up just a second ago.
Damn. What time do I ask, maybe?
No, you talked to Kane Valek then.
Did we?
He's, the chief overseer He's the apex amongst the Flayoon.
Don't believe we have.
Hmm.
We came to the Bracken Bastion on other business. We were stalked by the Tengu and set about murdering him. And we're given the task of coming to see you and some other things that Emery has to follow up on.
Oh, Kane might not necessarily know about your specific captive, but he would be able to direct you to whether or not it's to which one of his overseers has dominion over the slave camps, the work camps. Sorry, over the work camps that this individual would have been hauled off to had they been raided upon their breach into sovereign territory. Otherwise, I mean, if they came in by foot and they went up one of the ascents, then that's Scylan territory. At which point you're going to be talking to Bentham Hollowhorn.
No, to my knowledge, we haven't talked to the Flame and the Sullen yet. We had a tree man.
We had a tree man.
Yeah. Well, of course, the first thing that I think is Ent, but no.
Timberman.
Timberman. Wow. Okay. Yeah. We had a Timberman as a companion who escorted us to the Nexus, and then we found our way to the Bracken Bastion. We haven't had a chance to speak to the Flame or the Saloon tribe, but we definitely try to speak to them.
Well, you don't get this far in without peeking an eye or two. I assume you at least got the Deerman blessing.
Did we?
Yeah, you
We
got it.
did,
You got it
yes.
from Watandu last. Yeah.
Yeah, because we there were some trapped spirits in a burial mound that had been tragically locked in their bodies for untold years. We released their tortured souls and silenced the wailing that was plaguing their neck of the woods. And, we were granted safe passage into the woodlands.
There's some misguided souls around here, that's for sure. But good job cleaning up after our ancestors, right? It's a thankless job.
Can be. But granting rest to those who have certainly earned it is a reward unto itself.
I was after these weeping willows that are supposed to be over here in this general area, maybe a day or two away between there to see them and
You're looking for
Bastion.
some weeping willows, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, good luck with that. Those things are... these weeping willows. You looking for weeping willows, or are you looking for memory weeping willows?
The second, unfortunately, sounds like there's
Ugh.
some in these parts.
And what would you want to deal with those?
I have a particular need for some of their tears. Yes.
I suppose it's a powerful drug in some circles, but
I would
have fun collecting it.
And simply make the willows weep?
It's their sap. The weeping willows. The sap of them. It has an effect. Designs to keep assuming lumberjacks and that sort, chopping them down.
What sort of effect is that?
Get the sap on you and, well, let's just say you find it rather hard to bear to do harm to wood. Put your axe to that tree afterward and you'll find it raking your soul.
Huh.
Won't hurt you none. But it'll leave you crying, that's for sure. Like you're putting an axe through your own loved one.
Strange. Interesting defensive mechanism, I suppose.
Don't hurt me, or else. Or else what? It'll hurt your feelings.
You feel
Not
bad
the
whole
best defense.
time. Oh, I mean, when it's 40 swings for to take down a tree. Well, I'm going to bed. Mind the fire. Watch it in shifts if you don't mind.
Yep, suppose we got it now.
And Hanubo goes to his tent.
Alright.
Is there anything that you guys would like to do for your watch? You guys can take turns.
I think we'll take turns.
Take turns.
Okay.
So, who's ready to hold him down? Well, I check to make sure he's not affected by a hex.
I cannot guarantee that any of us are or are not a match for him, and I'm not sure. I think he would not respond well to force.
Fine. Fine.
Yeah. You go in there and tickle him.
Do you need to hold him down?
He said no.
Does your magic not work to heal people if they say no?
No, but it does take time. And if you said no, I don't think you'd appreciate me doing it anyway.
You'd
I
also
feel
be,
like
you would also be breaking the laws of chivalry.
yeah, that's my concern. Like he didn't explicitly say no to a snuggle struggle, but I think he's gonna say no to the snuggle struggle.
Hey, turn about fair play. If
God.
Snuggle struggles on the table, then I think he's got something in mind.
No.
Well, not for me.
Very well. I'll take first watch.
I will sleep seize then.
You maintain the fire?
Huh?
You maintain the fire?
Yeah. Might as well.
Okay. Your watch is uneventful as the rain continues to pitter-patter down.
I'm feeling a little restless still, so I probably wake up. Take second watch.
Okay.
Just can't sleep through the night.
I need you to give me a discipline check. Do you guys have all your story points at this point, or do I have? Did I get any back from?
I have
You gave
0. I
me
spent
one.
it on the foot massage.
You spent.
I
Okay.
have not spent any.
You gave me one. Back.
So
I have
you
one.
have all of yours?
I just have one.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna upgrade this check.
But I only got 3 advantage. No success on my discipline check, which par for the course.
Okay. I need you to do me a favor.
Stay.
Second.
I don't like this.
Okay.
Why not?
4.
It's 9:04. How much later are we going, by the way?
We're just gonna finish your guys' sleep.
So we're going all night?
All night
Hey, yep.
long.
1 second. I just gotta make sure.
Technically.
That's right.
Okay. Okay. Now I need you to add a another trait to your thing. You wake up to the smell of this burning
Mm-hmm.
body. And it does not sicken you the way it did the night before.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
That's bad.
In fact, it stirs something in you that you haven't felt. You gain another trait.
Mm-hmm.
It's called carnivorous appetite. You are driven to eat meat, and only meat. And the level, whereas the last one was a faint nuisance, this one is a concerning degree. So when it comes to role-playing, it is concerning to your party, your fixation with meat.
Okay. So we definitely know what's happening.
Yeah, also I have, weirdly enough, not knowing that this has happened, mentioned several times I was a vegetarian before this. So it should be concerning.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
as you wake up, you are drawn to eat of this thing over the fire, as Wretch has done his watch. And Wretch is still awake and would see you and whatnot.
I'm hungry. Is there some of that laying around? I'm kind of like looking for like meat.
Like
Wait,
a chunk.
didn't we found a piece of it that was torn to shreds by
Yeah, there was chunks scattered throughout the wreckage site.
Yeah, I get I get like a little chunk of meat. I get it on a stick after I stoke the fire, and I'm like roasting it.
Okay. Wretch, did you
second.
Hold on, you're sleeping, buddy.
Oh, right, sorry.
Wretch, do you have any response, or are you just going straight to bed?
You feeling all right there, buddy?
Just so hungry, you know.
Do you want me to check you for hexes? Since, you underwent a major personality shift over the course of, checks my non-existent watch, 4 hours?
Okay,
Doesn't
couple
seem
things.
like anything to me.
Yeah, it's not like it literally happened while you're sleeping. It's one of those things that's it's a stark contrast between when you're sleeping, 6 hours ago, how it's built up in you, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And for everyone else, as far as these go, a role play that you do have to figure it out as time moves on. This one's pretty obvious because you woke up and you clearly don't eat meat, and now you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you explicitly said we would notice this one, so I was like, all right.
Sorry. There's a degree for which people to know how to role play, and I was thinking about literally whispering these to you guys to add to your sheets, but I'm for the sake of gameplay and for fun, I'm letting you guys hear what's going on behind this. But it's something it'd still take time to pick up, but it is the degree is concerning.
Yeah, that one's
you would pick it up
obvious.
yourself. Oh man, I'm worried about this.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't
Yeah.
necessarily worried about your own restlessness.
No.
No, she
Yes.
keeps mentioning it, but I would just assume it was irritation after traveling forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this is very different.
Yeah.
I don't. That's strange. I've never wanted meat before. I didn't. It's just starting to smell good, you know? That's all.
So we enter the camp with a guy acting like a major weirdo, and you all of a sudden like meet in the same night, and you're just rolling with that.
No, it's odd, isn't it? I don't like this place. We should probably leave. First thing in the morning, yeah?
So you don't want me to check your formalities? You're good?
Check. Would I be opposed to... I don't want to...
You're fine.
Okay.
It's not.
It doesn't...
The only trait the only thing is that you are now have a carnivorous appetite.
I guess it wouldn't hurt anything. If you're not too tired, I'm sure it's nothing. It's just strange, you know?
Doesn't hurt me none. Alright. Gonna give you the old checkerino. Gonna do that.
Thank
As long as it's not a terrible idea. It's the same as the malady for difficulty. And I am going to go all in on success, so I change my 2 advantage to success, making it 5 and 0.
Yeah.
There is a hex on her. But it is
There is?
but it is not what she's describing. As you probe her for the hex that she feels, you reach out and you slowly start to massage it.
All right.
Like mentally, like you kind of get a grip on it, right?
Sure.
There is a hex. You identified it. It's associated with a spirit. You can choose to cast this spell. Like you didn't, because you weren't targeting this hex. You can't do it right now, but you can choose to unbind a curse that has been placed upon her. You have identified a curse that has been placed upon her.
Which is my brother? Is that...
It is associated with a spirit.
Hey, I mean, what? If I said something's wrong, does it feel wrong?
Define wrong. What are you hoping to feel?
Does it feel like the reason she's eating meat?
No, it definitely does not feel like the reason she's eating meat.
Okay. Then I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay.
That was a little touch and go for a second there.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Sounds sketchy.
And just go ahead and delete System 32. Why not?
Yeah, because I mean, like, it's if she has some other shit going on, I know about that because of the crazy like lady. I met you, and then the first thing we did together was the crazy lady that like touched your brain and you had an orgasm. So that was kind of weird. So I know there's other stuff going on here, but I'm not like so against that stuff that I'm like, yeah, this shit has to go. It's like, oh well, all right.
Ooh, not my.
It's not my jam, but okay. So yeah, I'll leave it be. And when I stop my chanting, I kind of just like dust off my hands and go, huh. Well, you seem as okay as you usually are, I guess.
I'm not sure what that really means anymore, but thanks anyway.
Well, enjoy your monster. I'm gonna walk away.
Okay. As you go to bed, I need you and I need Ilya to both give me discipline checks as well. And I'm gonna have let's see here. Where's that? Oh, I'm going to upgrade yours, Reg, by giving you a story point back.
You think I will fail?
No.
Is discipline?
Discipline.
Ooh,
What
we're
a
in
one.
trouble now. Oh, sad. 2 and 3.
2 and 3?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. So Ilya's the next awake. After, actually, over the time that you've smelt this thing, I need you to give me a discipline check.
Me?
Okay.
No, Emery.
All right. You can't just say you over voice comms. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Nothing, which is very thematic.
It is unbearable, the smell of this thing, and like to not eat from it, even though it is screaming while it is being cooked. It is. You can effectively like go the rest of the night without sleeping effectively. So you would take half your strain, start the next day with a whole black dye, to avoid eating from it. But it is that hard as it's cooking there in front of you.
I will try to do that because it's just my moral compass would not want me to hurt things.
Gotcha.
So
You have an infinite food source up there.
Ironically, so
it's just wrong.
ironically, Ilya, you wake up and you find yourself hungry. Get the faint nuisance hunger trait.
Damn it. Where are my traits? Do you have a note for that?
Add it to your flaws. So you're not necessarily hungry for meat, but you do wake up feeling this pull despite having had dinner. And since it's 9:17, and we're a bit I know we're dragging up the RP here a bit long. I'll say that the night your watch goes up without event, and Wretch, when you wake up, you are also feeling a bit hungry.
What? Feeling that call.
So you'll add that to your flaws. You guys are a bit snackish. And we'll pick up from there. Right and early, day 16. On our next session.
Oofda.
Well, I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. That took some... I enjoyed myself. That was good. I love the whole sequence of getting out of the trees. I love the whole sequence with Hanubo and the investigation. I thought went really well. So, thanks for joining me, guys, and I look forward to next time as we answer the call of the